So Linda Sarsour, thank you so much for speaking to us at Daily Kos. We're here at She the People Summit. We have hundreds of women of color here who are transforming American politics in one way or another. And you've been doing this work for almost 20 years. Tell me, are you seeing anything different about how people are organizing in this moment that you haven't seen before?
I think what I'm seeing is America reckoning with the leadership of women of color in the sense that we're winning elections all over this country. We are strategizing. We are leading some of the most powerful movements, including the Women's March. 3 of the national co-chairs of the Women's March are women of color, African American, Mexican, Chicana, and myself, Palestinian, Muslim American. We're leading right now against the Kavanaugh hearings and ensuring that Kavanaugh does not get appointed to the Supreme Court. You know, wherever you go around the country, and I've traveled to 45 states in America, there are women of color who are literally on the front lines, and they're putting everything on the line. And I think that this is why She the People is important, because we are closest to the pain, which means we will be closest to the solutions. And I think this country has to give us the chance and the opportunity. What else can go wrong? How much worse can it get? Give us that chance, and I think we're going to transform this country much faster.
Yeah. Well, I've been watching you for a long time, and I watched an interview back in 2013 when back then you said it's about time that we have a Muslim woman in Congress, and we're about to see that happen.
Two
Muslim women in Congress. We're about to see that happen. You did put your hat in the ring in 2016 to run for office. In that interview you said, I'm going to run for city council, I'm going to work my way up. Are you considering running for office?
So I had, when I was naive and young, I did want to run for political office as a young person. I did want to see representation, but then I found that I can actually be really influential on the outside. Yep. I'm an organizer, I'm a mobilizer, I'm a fundraiser, and I figured out these talents that can actually put other women of color, because it's not about me. Yeah. It's about people who look like me, who share, who are aligned with me on my principles and values. And here I am, 2018, 2 Muslim women going to Congress, Black women winning elections across this country, Black voters putting in people that we need in such critical places around the country, and that's exactly what I want to see. Maybe when I'm older, 60, I'll go retire for a pension or something. But for now, I'm very content with organizing and creating political will for progressives and particularly women of color to do what they need to do on the inside.
Yeah, and you've been doing this work for almost 20 years now. As a mother of 3, I'm also a mom of 3. I wonder, how do you feel like progressives should be talking to the next generation, about their role in creating change, their role as activists and leaders?
For me, my kids are the way in which I show up in the world, and every single day I tell my kids they're worthy, that I fight for them, that they deserve these things, that I'm not fighting for anything, special for them or any special accommodations, that they deserve to live in a country that accepts them wholly in all the complexities that they bring to the table. And I think we need to be talking to young people, not as future leaders, but as leaders right now. At the Women's March after the Stoneman Douglas shooting, the Women's March helped young people do walkouts across the country in March, and in fact over 2.1 million students in America walked out of their schools in solidarity and for gun reform. And I didn't have to wait 10 years for them to do that. They did that when they were 14 and 15. My daughters, both, one was in high school at the time, one in middle school, they both were the leaders of walkouts in their school, and they, I didn't say to them, well, let someone older than you, let the seniors do it. They did it. My daughter was, my daughter was like 13 years old, and she was leading these walkouts in her school. So the way I talk to young people is as if they are my equals, because they're innovative, they're creative, they have a lot of energy, they have a lot of passion, and they are eloquent, and they can actually explain things a lot better than adults can. So,
Well, great. Thank you so much for being with us today.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.